What's good, y'all? So as I progress further and further in this spiritual journey, whether I'm focusing on mental magic, whether I'm focusing on health, whether I'm focusing on whatever, one of the things I always seem to notice is your founding principles, whatever yours are. Your founding principles are always going to show back up. Kind of like how all math is based off of 1 + 1. If you know how to move around, do simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, you can pretty much figure out all the other math. It's just teachers suck at explaining it. None of that stuff is hard. The teachers just suck at teaching. That's just my personal opinion. Be a better teacher if you are teaching that type of stuff. Make sure your students are actually learning. But like sentence structure, it all comes from spelling. We've already been through that, but putting words together, putting words in order to convey a message. And then you do that over and over and over until you have a book. It's mad simple. If you know how to spell one word and you know how to make one sentence, you could repeat that over and over and over until you have a 200-page book. Mad simple. If you know how to articulate your thoughts, you can say a whole bunch of random words in order, just like writing. You could end up making a 20, 30, 40, 50 minute video. You understand? That's what I'm good at. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things I can attribute to this rapid growth that I've been experiencing, not only is it our shift to 5D and all that type of stuff, but it's also the fact that I talk to myself a lot. Kevin Gates is my spirit animal. He's the one dude I would love to meet. They say never meet your idols, never meet your role models, whatever. But he's one I want to chance it with. You know what I'm saying? Because we seem to have hit the same spiritual enlightenment moment when it came to manifestation, when it came to the health of your body and all that type of stuff, and crawling out of that dark place. We seem to hit that at the same time. He doesn't know me and I don't know him personally. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that's I linked to you because we learned the same lesson, and our founding principles seem to be very, very similar. You understand? So when I'm driving around at work a lot, one of the things I do is I talk to myself. It helps me pass the time. And I touched on this in the previous video, but sometimes I talk to myself so much, I'm like, yo, that's gonna be a video. And when I sit down and record it, I can't, because it doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel real. It's yo, you rehearse this too much. It's too scripted. You even know where you're gonna put your little jokes in. It doesn't feel right. So I don't record. Very simple. And the way I chalk it up is that's a lesson for me. Or that's a lesson that I have to learn some stuff in the meantime before I share that with other people. Or I have to work on my delivery with something like that. One of my founding principles is self-talk creates reality. Imagination creates reality. That's one of my founding principles. And everything that I do in this mental magic world, all the pain and suffering, all the success and motivation I see in the world, all comes from what people tell themselves. All the stuff that they partake in their mental diets. But when I'm driving around to work, I'm talking to myself. I'm having full-fledged conversations with myself. Either, like I said, for video ideas, or I'm talking to people that I need to forgive. And this is something I used to do. I think I'm pretty good on my list of forgiving people. But it's when it comes to it was either I'm forgiving people or I'm talking to somebody in my future. I'm talking about a business deal that I'm not even remotely a part of yet, but these are the things I'm manifesting into my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting myself in situations of the easy business deal, the hard business deal, the people trying to fleece me, the people trying to work with me. You understand? I have I'm back in the dating world, so I talk with women in my head. I run through everything. Everything happens in your mind, so why don't I prepare it in my mind so when it comes into physical reality, I'm ready for it. You understand? But I can really attribute a lot of my growth to this self-talk, talking to myself, talking to my space self, talking to my space capital S-E-L-F, myself, because I consider it talking to my higher self. I feel whenever I get into those my meditations where I just vent, I feel that's raw information just coming in and coming out so I can hear it audibly. You understand? And when it comes to this mental conversation stuff, people say I can't hear things. I can't hear music like you can. I can't hear. But I've given this example before. Can't you hear the Star Wars theme song? If I say what's the bad guy Star Wars theme song, you're going to hear dun, 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 or whatever song it's in. If you want to hear freaking I'm trying to think. Forget it. Let's go with the Star Wars. I forgot where I was going with that. But you can hear these songs in your head. Think of your favorite song right now. You can hear it. It's not blaring at you it's not blaring at you like it's on a speaker. It might even be subtle, but the more you start to develop and you start to hear it and hear it more, it gets louder and louder, and you start to trust that inner hearing, that inner seeing, that inner tasting. That's why one of the words I'm starting to develop more of a relationship with is that word understanding. It's you understand that you can hear these things. For every physical every physical, sense, there is a metaphysical sense, aka like the spiritual sense of it. So you can have the clairaudience, clairsentience, clair. Put clair in front of every one of our basic senses, and that's what's going on inside your mind. But when you're talking to your higher self, whatever your relationship is with your higher self, it's like that's you talking to you. So any person that you put in that character is you. It's only you. Yes, everybody outside of you is a reflection of you. The people that come into your life are a reflection of something that's going on within you. That's why like attracts like. You understand? But you have to also remember that that's you. So whatever you're saying, even if it's like your boss that you can't stand, you just hope that they spill coffee on their shirt. I'm saying nice things. You hope they just spill coffee on their shirt. You have to understand that conversation that you're having is still you generating energy. So that self-talk, that conversation that you're having with yourself with characters that are in your mind is still all you. So you are the cause of all of your anger. You are the cause of all of your happiness. You are the cause of all of your lust. You are the cause of all of your success. You are the cause of all of this based off the conversations that you're having, because that's still a real conversation, whether people heard it or it was just you. That's the energy that you are still creating. So when you're having that self-conversation, practice showing love and patience towards your enemies. Have more successful conversations. If you have a friend that's always doubting themselves, being a real downer to the point that you're questioning still remaining being their friend, hear a conversation with them where they're getting their life together. Sure, it might happen instantly. It might take 4 years for it. But if you keep feeling that energy, everything starts from your mind. And in your world, you're going to start to see them starting to make moves. It's still up to them to do their own legwork. Don't get me wrong. But you are helping them without them even knowing. You can manifest for people with your own self-conversation. You can manifest for yourself with your own conversation. Remember that every conversation that you have in your mind is generating energy. What energy are you generating? What energy are you creating? Because that energy that you put out, whether it be, like I said, whether people can hear it or if it's just you, is still being sent off to the universe, to the cosmos, to God, to source, or whatever you call it, or up there or in here, whatever direction works for you. Okay? Remember, that's still energy being created. So what are you saying to yourself? To the next one.